Oh shit. What is it? What going on? How y'all doing? Man, give me a minute. Man, I just sneezed. And man, that shit, it hurt my soul. So give me a minute to recuperate or whatever. Um, yeah. How y'all doing? I'm trying to see some. No. Anyway, how y'all doing? It's your guy, Big Dog Barking, straight out of Memphis 10. With another live for y'all today. Finna end the week off. I hate I missed y'all Wednesday. I was gonna do a live Wednesday, but I had a doctor's appointment just to make sure everything working right. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't holler at y'all the other day, so my bad. But I gotta keep make sure my health right before what I'm saying anything else. Gotta make sure my health right for my wife, for my kids, for my grandkids, and all that right there. So it is what it is. But yeah, I don't even know what to start with before I go into the main topic for today. And I think the last time I went live, it was it? What going on, Armin? I went live. What was it? Wednesday night. Yeah, when I had my little outburst about Charlie Kirk and just the hypocrisy of people in general. You know what I'm saying? Just how people, you know, feel some type of way about an individual, but then they won't. Like I said about that right there was you got people saying that because of his opinions, because of his talking points and all that right there, you're not supposed to show sympathy for him or his family. You're not supposed to have empathy for him and his family or whatever the case may be. But if something happens to one of your family members or something happened to you, then you would want people to feel sorry for you and your family. That's really how I be looking at things. I don't look at things from the lens of black and white or liberal, conservative, and all that right there, man. Cause it's like, bruh, we picking sides and still be in the same situation, even though we picking sides. So, like I had my little outburst, and yeah, what else going on before I get into talking? So, for those that know, Trump sent the National Guard down to my city. Well, according to what I saw in the news this morning, we got 2 weeks to decide whether or not we want them down here. Now, oh, my bad. Before I get into this, like, as y'all in the building, as y'all enter the channel, hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I appreciate it. Hit the share button, tell somebody to come watch me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We trying to still get 1,300. What's going on? What's going on? We trying to get 1,300 by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? We on our way, slow progress, but it's a progress. So help me out, try to get to 1,300 by the end of the year. Also, October 1st, the book The Woman Index will be dropping on Amazon.com. Digital only right now. I'm working on the paperback, but right now it's in digital form. October 1st is the date. So when it drop, put it in the put it in the search bar, put Big Dog Barking in the search bar, and you will see the digital copy of the book on Amazon.com. So go cop that joint. If you fool with me, go cop that thing. But anyway, like I said, I watched news this morning, and Trump hope he send the National Guard down here, and they said we had like 2 weeks to decide whether or not we want them down here. Now, me personally, I'm all for it because I'm out the way right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm out the way. My wife out the way. My family, most of my family members out the way. We got things going on. We doing other things. So we really ain't doing too much. You know what I'm saying? We chill. We trying to do what we do. Oh, excuse me. And they had a little rally yesterday. And I can't think of old boy name. The little young dude with the big fro from Memphis that's in politics. Then I can't think his name. But he was leading the charge yesterday, talking about they ain't want the National Guard down here and how it's gonna look and the military roaming the streets and all that right there. And I'm like, all right. And they talking about how us as Memphians, we need to try to handle all our problems in house. We don't need no outside help. Now, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. And just like I heard folks from Chicago and folks from New Orleans or wherever else they talking about sending the National Guard, it's all the same stories that we can take care of our own. We don't need no outside help. And we can take care of our own. We don't need no outside help. While I wake up to the news and some 14-year-old got popped. Some 14-year-old got popped. Now he ain't he gonna make it for no apparent reason though. Also, they had a homegoing ceremony, a little vigil for a grandmother that got popped and deleted. What was it? Sunday night, Monday night. Some dude just drove down on her, followed her, and got her in downtown Memphis. No rhyme, no reason. No rhyme, no reason. So I'm listening to these folks that saying we don't need no outside help, and at the same time, I still see the same problems. I still see the same problems. And I'm like, well, if we was as good as y'all say we are, why we one of the worst cities in the United States when it come down to crime? And well, crime everywhere. I agree. Crime is everywhere. Crime is everywhere. From big cities to small cities, from the urban community to the suburbs, to the rural. Yeah, crime is everywhere. I know that. But when you in the top 5, top 10 of worst cities in the United States when it come down to crime, out of all the cities in the United States, you in the top. That's a problem. That's a problem. When I was going to the doctor Wednesday, I was watching YouTube and I think I was watching Anton Daniels. Shout out Anton Daniels. And he was reviewing the MSNBC interview that they had with our mayor, Paul Young. And he didn't tell no lies about what's going on down here. Like, bruh, we shot 500 police officers. That's a fact. That's a fact. We shot 500 police officers. Whether because on one end they don't want to pay them, They don't want to pay them. They want to work them to death. Like every day, a new cruiser get wrecked. They form a gang members and whatever. They got their own little things going on. So it's like, all right, bruh. We shot 500 officers, and the officers we got down there ain't worth shit. But we handling our own down here. We take care of our crime problem, but we shot 500 officers. And the ones we got ain't worth a damn. I'm just saying. Then I go on to TikTok and folks from Memphis talking about the state troopers. Man, we see plenty of them Jones now. And they like, man, the state troopers holding like, bruh. I just be sitting back and listening, looking at my city, and like folks are like, you know, this local, this me. I'm Memphis. And I be sitting there looking at this shit, and it's like, you don't want no help, but we ain't helping ourselves. We ain't doing nothing to better ourselves. Elon Musk done built data centers down here, and it help get jobs, but you gotta complain about the buildings. I'm saying that like, well, what the hell you want? You want people to get a job? He creating jobs. We got Ford coming like down not too far outside of me, Ford building Opal City out here. Ain't too far from Memphis. Like a hop, skip, and a jump. Most folks from Memphis gonna go to their job. But it's a complaint about that. The education system fucked up down here. They just fired the superintendent they hired last year. And it wasn't even her fault. They ain't have no real reason to fire Shouter. They fired the superintendent because the superintendent actually was doing their job. She was actually doing her job. The school system was starting to turn around. Because the first problem they had when she was in office was this the officers, the resource officers that's at the school that do the football games and the basketball games and shit like that. They were like, hey, we gotta be at school all day, then we gotta be at the football stadium all night, we gotta be at the basketball games all night. We need a little bump and pay. She took care of that. I said, yeah, because you know, depending on what school you go to down here, some of these football teams, they big draw, big fan bases. Some of these basketball teams, big fan bases. You know what I'm saying? The high school my son and daughter went to, big fan base, big basketball team. Big basketball team. She took care of that. Then come find out some more stuff. It's like they trying to do shit to where they pocketing the money, but she like, nah, we need to take care of this vendor. We need to take care of this. We need to take care of that. And them folk fired her. She ain't do nothing wrong. But them folk fired her. They literally voted her out because she was actually doing shit right. The council clerk down here, the one that's over the tags, they stay trying to get her put out. And every time you look on the news, they down at her office. And she ain't got no problem talking to the reporters. She'll tell them, look, she'll show them, look, this is what I got. My system so far back, my system so outdated, and I tell the people that I need this, I need that. They don't help me. But she the problem. I be sitting here looking at this shit, and it's bigger than just the National Guard coming down here and trying to help us with crime. Memphis overall, and I love my city to death. Memphis overall, and I tell my wife and anybody that listen, is Memphis is one of them cities that's gonna always be in the gray area. Maybe that's why I stay in the gray area. Memphis is always one of them cities that stay in the gray area because they want to be as big as Nashville. They want to be as big as Atlanta. They want to be as big as some of these bigger cities. And we have potential. The problem is they don't want to do shit. The problem is they don't want to do shit. They want to shortcut and shortchange us down here. MLGNW, they adding on extra dollar to our light bill. Just found that out, that they bullshit. It's so much shit going on down in this motherfucking city. And when I hear our leaders down here say we don't need no help, we gonna take care of our own, nigga, y'all fucking us over. And expect for us to deal with this shit. Expect for us to sit there and take this shit in the ass, no grease. And then if somebody call it out, oh, you going against the city, you going against the grain. Like, no, nigga, I'm a realist. I see the bullshit. I see the bullshit. So if I see the bullshit in my city, and when I hear people talk about national news, I hear the hypocrisies. I see the bullshit. Just like the Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended. Oh, it's a billion people that look like me and talk like me and dress like me that's riding with Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, he told a joke. He's a comedian and nah. Yeah. Drewski and Whiteface. Oh, it's just jokes. It's a comedian. Yeah. But if a white man put on blackface, that's a problem. If a comedian say something about Barack Obama or Kamala Harris or anybody that y'all like about, oh, counsel them. Hypocrisies. That's what we do. And folks be swearing up and down they not hypocrites. That's one of the reasons I don't go to church. That's one of the main reasons I don't follow up inside nobody's church. Because of the hypocrites that's inside of the church. Because you able to walk in like I came up where you had to have the big hat on as a woman and you had to be dressed in the nines as this dude and shit like that. And I had all these fancy clothes on and smelling like white diamonds and Ben Gay. And you think you all this and all that, and you do just as much dirt as I do. But because you come to church every Sunday and you hop up and down in the pew, hallelujah, and the tithe and the offering plate come around and you trying to shout change the plate, you want to put nickels and dimes up in there instead of dollar bills in there, but you doing so good and shit like that, you want to look down on me and mine because of how I move, how I act. You ain't no better than me. Preacher ain't no better than me. You end up having an affair with the lady that do the announcements. I'm just saying. What the first lady sitting right there in the pulpit with your ass. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the hypocrisy. It be with that. It be that type of shit. Is that motherfucker be thinking like I can say what I want to say. Yeah, you can say what you want to say. But just like they said with Charlie Kirk, he said what he wanted to say. Well, he said what he wanted to say, and look how you ended up. True that. But you do too. You say what you want to say every day. I'm saying what I want to say right now. We do this every day. We live how we want to live. We do that every day. And because somebody don't say what you want to say, somebody don't live how you live and did that and the third, you want to shit on them. You think you better than. And those that's living better than you kiss their ass. And the funny thing about that is I tell y'all that that's power. That's power. At least I be honest with it. At least I could tell a motherfucker like, if you beneath me, I'ma keep you beneath me. I say that shit all the time. If you if you haven't heard me say that shit, you late to the part. I say that shit a lot. I'ma keep you beneath me. It's a must I keep you beneath me if you beneath me. It's a must I make you my footstool. In any shape, form, or fashion, it's a must. If I feel like I'm better than you, it's a must I keep you beneath me. I say this shit all the motherfucking time. And if you above me, I have to respect you because you got something that I don't have. I now, in both situations, if I keep you beneath me, guess what? I'm not finna disrespect you. I'm not finna call you out your name. I'm not finna sit there and say your lifestyle worse than mine and all that type of shit. It's just that I feel like I'm a better individual than you. And me and you could be cool. But if I feel like I'm the better individual, I'ma move like the better individual and still be cool with you. If you a better individual than me, I'ma respect that. But I'm not finna kiss your ass. That's me being honest. That's me telling the truth. I could be cool with you and will shit on you at the same time and keep it so respectful because I feel like I'm better than you. But I ain't gonna look down my nose at you. I'm not gonna call you out your name. I'm not gonna say you terrible. I'm not gonna say none of that type of shit. I'm not. Just like not too long ago, we were talking about 304s. I'm like, man, I can respect the honest one. I can respect the honest asshole. I can respect an honest jerk. I can respect somebody that's unapologetically being who they are. I can respect it. I can respect it. I don't have to deal with them, but I can respect it because they telling me exactly who they are. I can respect it. I can't respect the ones that's hiding and trying to hide their real intentions and motives and shit like that, and trying to be friendly and smile in your face and can't wait for you to turn around and put that 6-inch blade in your back. That's a problem. That's a problem. And yeah, everybody act like they won't do it. Everybody act like they won't do it. When it come down to that, bro, they come down to just moving and shit like that. Yeah, it's a must that I keep you beneath me. But if I slip and you catch me slipping, and it is what it is, I respect that. I respect that, and I can't do nothing but look at myself in the mirror and say, man, I got caught slipping. I wasn't on my P's and Q's. That's how they caught me. That's how they caught up. I gave them an opening, and they took advantage of the opening, and they got me. I have nobody to blame but myself. Cause that's the same way I feel if you above me and I respect you and I don't kiss your ass, but I respect everything you do. If I catch you slipping, I catch you slipping. I'ma tell you. If I catch you slipping, I'ma catch you slipping, bruh. And it is what it is. And I respect you. I respect what you got going on, but if I if I see an opening, what makes you think I ain't gonna take it? I could be honest with somebody and tell them that shit. Yeah, I get you. I done said that shit several times. I get you. If you allow me to get you, I will get you. If you allow me to get you, I will get you. And won't feel sorry about getting over on you. Cause if I get got, who gonna feel sorry for me? We just live in a world of hypocrisies. And it cool. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I ain't finna get on no campaign trail and fight for equality. Man, I'm just speaking my mind right now. Cause when I get off this joint and go the rest of my day, man, whatever I'm telling y'all right now is what I'm telling y'all right now. Forever long I be up here. I'm just expressing my thoughts right now before I get into the topic. Cause like I said, I talk relationships. I take my two loves. I take business and relationships, women, and try to merge them together and create what I'm creating right now. But it comes with a lot of psychology too, though. It comes with a lot of thinking. It comes with a lot of shit. You grew up with this type of shit. You used to certain shit, and as an adult, as you get older, that becomes your everyday norm. And you think that it's right until the society or the powers that be or the majority or whoever tell you that you're wrong. And it's hard for you to understand that you're wrong because ain't nobody told you were wrong. So when I sit here and I talk about relationships and business and shit like that, I can only talk about the shit because of my experiences with the shit. I can't tell y'all how to move with in relationships if I can't tell y'all how I moved in relationships, how I failed, how I succeeded. I can't tell you how to move in a workplace or on the streets if I ain't never did it myself. Try and fail, try and succeed. I'll be a hypocrite. If I just tell you all the good, all the success stories, and without telling you no negatives, I'm a hypocrite. I'd be a liar. If I sit here and tell you all the negatives and paint the picture like I'm a habitual victim, the professional victim, if I tell you all this shit all day, every day, then you say, oh, you're a crybaby. I try to keep it balanced. I try to tell you, like, yeah, man, I did this, and yeah, man, I got fucked over. It's life. How can I tell y'all anything about life if I ain't never experienced life? We sit up here on these phones and at these keyboards and all that type of shit, and you scared of life, scared to take a risk because you don't want to fail, you don't want to be fucked up and all that type of shit right there. Why? You scared to get got? You scared to get got when you ain't got a problem getting over on somebody? See what I'm saying? Go right back to what I said. You don't want to get got. Don't nobody want to get got. Don't nobody want to get ran over. Don't nobody want to get fucked over. But you ain't got no problem fucking somebody over. We do it, and not every day it exists. You do it in school. If you have a chance to get over on your teachers, you'll get over on your teachers, but you don't want your teacher to punish you. You don't want your teacher to give you a failing grade on your midterm, but you willing to cheat the midterm to get a good grade. You willing to take shortcuts at your job to make your job easier. You willing to take from your job because you see something you want, but you don't want to get fired. You don't want to get disciplined. You willing to do dumbass shit in your relationship with your significant other every motherfucking day, but you don't want them to do shit to you. I just call out the hypocrisies. I'm not a saint. I'm far from a saint. And I'm trying to come back from being a sinner. I'm just telling the truth. We're hypocrites. Delusional, full of shit. and just waiting for a situation to pop up to show how hypocritical we are, how biased we are. That's all this shit is. Me and somebody could be saying the same shit. And because they look different than me, they got a certain lifestyle that they lead and all that type of shit. You'll listen to them. And I could be saying the same shit. Oh, trust me, my wife did me like that a couple times. She'll listen to a DL Hughley or Steve Harvey or somebody on the radio, Ricky Smiley. She'll hear something they say and repeat that shit to me. And I look at her like, I told you that shit a week ago. And you paid that shit no attention when I said it, but then somebody that got a little clout, little status, or whatever the case may be on the radio or TV said this shit, then you run back to me repeating what they said. And I'm like, I just told you that dumb ass shit. Why you didn't listen the first time? Why you didn't listen when I said it? Because I talk a lot of shit, but then somebody of their nature, of their status will say the same shit I just said, then it's like, oh, well, they said so. I just said that dumb ass shit. I just said that down there word for word. And you paid this shit no attention when I said it, but you got our ears open when they say it. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's what I be saying. Talking to my kids growing up, I could sit there and tell my sons. I can remember Dave telling him in basketball practice over and over, this, do this, do this, do this, do this. He don't listen. Then somebody come behind me and tell him the exact same thing I told him. And he had like they just told him the truth. I'm like, nigga, I should have told you that dumbass shit. But you didn't believe me? Because I'm not a former NBA player, a former college D1 college athlete. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just told you the exact same thing they told you. But because they fit the description, you're willing to listen. Same like I said with my wife, because I said something about a relationship or a situation. Because I ain't got on no suit or tie, or I ain't got the cachet, you bypass the shit. But then somebody that fit the description to tell you this shit, and it's the gospel. And I'm like, nigga, I just said that shit. I think the only one that my daughter, she listened to me. She the only one listen to me. And I ain't gonna say they don't listen to, but she the one that like when I tell her something, she like, you right, you right, you right. Cause a lot of shit she learned in college, I told her that shit before she even got there. A lot of shit I told my daughter over the years since a little girl. She listened to her dad before she listened to anybody else. My son and my wife, they was like, you don't fit the description. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. I'm not finna be up here crying and harping on that shit. Oh, I guess no respect in the house and nah, that ain't even that. That ain't even that. I'm just saying every day ain't they don't, for those that want to sit up here and say they supposed to kiss my ass every motherfucking day because I'm that nigga, it's like, nah, they not gonna kiss my ass every day because I'm that nigga. It's gonna be days where they gonna try me. It's gonna be days where they try me. And I just have to lay the law down when they try me. And more times than not, just me telling them about they motherfucker self. It ain't gotta be. I ain't gotta call my wife out loud her name. I ain't gotta put my hands on my son and none of that type of shit right there. I just tell them about themselves. Cause just like with my daughter, me and my daughter got into it maybe 3 times her whole life. And every time we get into it, I tell her, I say, you wrong. I ain't wrong. You want a buck. I ain't bucking. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. And I don't give a fuck about you crying. I don't give a fuck about you ain't gonna call me. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You gonna call me before I call you. You gonna need something from me before I need something from you. I don't give a fuck how mad you is. And every time we get into it, I just leave the phone. Like the first time we got into it, she was in maybe 10th, 11th grade. We get into it, and she want to argue with me in front of her friend. I cussed her ass out in front of her friend. And it hurt my motherfucking soul to do that type of shit. But it needed to be done because you was on some ego trip, or you felt like you wasn't getting everything you wanted out of life, and you wanted to be a badass. You want to be like the little motherfuckers you go to school with that actually ain't getting shit when you getting everything. I'm like, shout it. I'm like, baby, you ain't even in that boat. Cause anything you down there want, you get. And you wanna act like you don't get shit. Anytime you want to go somewhere, you down there go. Anything you want, you get. I'm talking about every weekend she want a new pair of Jordan, she get 'em. She stay want to get $200-300 wig, she get it. Anything that girl wanted, she was getting it. They had the nerve to act like she don't get shit. I told her ass bid. And she slammed the door in my face. I said, slam it again. I don't give a fuck. You supposed to be mad. But how you think God feel when you run around this motherfucker acting like you disenfranchised, that you ain't getting shit? And I know I'm spending my hard-earned money. I know your mama spending her hard-earned money on you and your brother. And after that day, she got back right. We even got into it a couple times when she been in South Carolina and North Carolina. And I told her both times, like, man, don't call my motherfucking phone. Don't call my phone. I don't give a fuck. I'm asking you questions. You want to play like you don't want to tell me this, that, and the third. I bet. Since you want to be all secretive and shit, you want my help, but I don't know what's going on, but you need my help. Fine. Don't call me. Until you can tell me what the fuck going on, don't call me. And both times, she had to call back and tell me what was going on. So no, I'm not finna sit up here and talking about my wife disrespectful and my son. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I ain't got time to be stressed about, what go on in my goddamn house. For what? I done sat here and told motherfucker, this shit ain't sweet. Life ain't sweet. I have a permanent spot in reality. I visit La La Land from time to time. Most time when I visit La La Land is when I'm playing college football or 2K, where I can play with my dynasty on college football or play with my creative play on 2K. Outside of that, I don't go to La La Land that much. I don't live in delusion. I ain't got time for bullshit. I ain't got time for that dumb ass shit. Like I said, I'm just expressing myself. I'm just expressing myself. I'm gonna get to the topic. I'm gonna get to the topic. I'm gonna get to it. I'm just expressing myself right now because it don't bother me enough to go on rants, but it'll bother me enough to why I just go. Excuse me. It'll bother me enough to just be like, fuck it. Let me go and say what the fuck I'm finna say, cause I don't like biting my tongue. And after I say what I gotta say, I don't give a fuck. Give a fuck. Take that you want to take it. Would I hurt your feelings or you rap? I don't give a fuck. I said what I said. Sue me. Counsel me. Don't care. But that's it. We just live in a world of hypocrisy. Where everybody act like they so righteous and so pristine and so for the community and so for the people and shit like that. Oh, okay. Okay. The only thing that separates the opportunists from the criminals is the criminals don't give a fuck about getting caught. That's the only thing that separates the criminals from the opportunists. Opportunists fear getting caught. They willing to take a risk. They just don't want to get caught. They just don't want to get disciplined. But they willing to take a risk. Why you think we have so many folks talking about that guy? I ain't going back to jail, but you still doing dumb shit. So either you going to jail or you gonna be in a box. You're gonna be in a box either way. There's only so many times you're gonna get away. You're gonna end up in a box either way though. You're not real criminals, you opportunists. Cause a real criminal know if he get caught, I'm going to jail or I'm gonna be in a a graveyard somewhere. That's why I know I got a criminal mind that think like I know if I get caught, I'm gonna get caught. I try to weigh out the options before I do anything, but if I get caught, I'm gonna go to jail. If I get caught, somebody gonna shoot at my motherfucking ass. I'm already weighing that shit in my motherfucking head. Do I want to go to jail? No, but I already know if I keep going, I'm gonna go to jail or I'm gonna get shot at, and I'm still gonna do it. I'm willing to take my consequences because of my dumb decisions. Motherfucker make dumb ass decisions every day and need somebody to bail them out because they don't want to get caught. All these little YNs and these little girls, they do little dumb ass shit, and when they get caught up, the first thing they want somebody to take up for them. They call them mama, call them grandmama, tell calling somebody to get them out of trouble, but you con want to get in trouble. Take your lick like a man. You want to do the dumb ass shit, but you don't want no consequences. Well, make a decision. Either you're gonna keep doing that dumb ass shit and you're gonna accept your consequences, or you're gonna stop doing dumb ass shit. When I sit here and tell folks I'm the problem in my relationship, in my marriage, I'm telling y'all I was doing dumb ass shit. I was doing dumb ass shit. I didn't like the outcomes when I get back to my wife and I go back to doing dumb ass shit. And I finally had to sit down like, what's more important? Me kind of doing this dumb ass shit or me being with my wife? Wasn't no happy wife, happy life type shit. It was like, man, I had to make a conscious decision. I could been kept ripping and running in the motherfucking streets. And I tell y'all people out of motherfucking town getting pussy ain't hard. It ain't hard. If that's all I want, I can get that. That ain't hard. I mean, I always say I ain't gonna find another female like my wife. And I ain't searching for her. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. Like she complete me. I'm straight. It's gonna be hard to hell trying to find another female that can match her or be better than her in my big age. So I decided to stop. Should be a lot better than that. But what if shit ain't good? What if shit ain't sweet? What if shit is bad? What you gonna do? What you gonna do if shit is bad? What you gonna do as a person? What you gonna do as a man? What you gonna do as a woman if you in a bad relationship? What you gonna do? Because a lot of us will sit there and say what we will do. Trust me, I heard that a lot. When I was doing what I was doing, it's like, oh, fuck you. I'm finna get away from you. I don't need to be with you no more. Okay, cool. I don't want you to leave, but you free to go. I ain't gonna sit there and tell you to stay with me when I'm in the wrong. You know how like a lot of niggas will sit there and say, regardless of what I do, I need some pussy. I told my wife, if I piss you off, you ain't gotta give me no ass. I be alright. A lot of niggas ain't gonna say that shit. And that ain't the reason I was doing what I was doing. No. I was doing a lot of things I was doing because I ain't know how to handle the conflicts between me and my wife. And I go back to being chaotic. I go back to my comfort zone. I go back to the 304s, easy pickings, just to get a little anger out. And then once the anger get out of my system, I go back. But I was so good at it. All it took was a little argument. I go right back. But again, what if shit is bad? What if shit is bad? What you gonna do? You gonna leave? You gonna stay? What you gonna do? I can tell you how to leave if you really want to leave. First thing you need to do is you need to recognize the red flags. See, a lot of us we be in the relationship with these people and we know they got red flags. But because of how they look and how they talk or whatever the case may be, you'll stay around a little bit longer than you need to. But then the red flag get to bothering you too much. So what you gonna do? You accepted them red flags. Now they getting too much. What you gonna do? You recognize them. You already saw him. You saw him when you first started talking to this dude. You saw him when you first started talking to this female. What you gonna do? You already seen them. You shouldn't even be in this situation in the beginning because you already saw the red flags. Now what you finna do? You already recognized them. You already know the bad, the negatives and shit like that. What you finna do? My suggestion is take the emotions out the situation. See, when I talk about shit, I try to talk about shit from a logical standpoint. I take emotions out the situation. Now, not to say that I have little outbursts here and there. You know what I'm saying? I have little outbursts here and there, and it's cool. You know, so I ain't perfect. But majority of the time, I take emotion out the situation and just be pure logic. It's like this is a good decision, this is a bad decision. A lot of us be wrapped up in some to somebody with all this love and emotions and shit like that. Is that it's hard for you to cut their ass off. It's hard for you to cut their ass off. It's hard for you to cut the water off and shit like that because you've been with them so long and you invested so much time and energy and attention in their motherfucking asses that you see the red flags, but you've been with them for 15 years. You've been with somebody for so long, but you tired of their bullshit, but you can't leave them because you so emotionally involved and you so emotionally attached to them. It's hard for you to leave them. But you gotta take emotion out the situation if you're trying to get out. You gotta look at this man, you gotta look at this woman and say, no matter how much I care about you, you're bad for business. And I gotta go. I gotta go. So put your plan into action. Start doing everything you need to do. Start, slowly but surely cutting all this type of shit off. Start making the necessary arrangement to get out of this situation. Do what you gotta do to move. Move on from this person. It'll be alright. Every business ain't meant to last forever. Some businesses blow up to be icons and some be just little fads. 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 Some ain't meant to last forever. And some gonna last the test of time. But if you finna get on and you finna get on, you gotta go and put that shit into action and say, I'm finna go. I'm finna go. I gotta go. I can't be here with you no more, man. It's bad for business. It's bad for my health. And trust and believe, whatever you done accumulated with that person, you gonna have to take a L. So that's one part of this situation that y'all don't want to do either. Is y'all don't want to cuss, y'all be too involved in somebody, too attached to somebody to cut them off. And you think about all the things you done did for that person. You don't want to take the L either because of how much you done invested in that person. But that person bad for business. And you know that person bad for business. But again, you done seen all the bad, you done seen the red flags and all that right there. You accepted the red flag when you first started talking to them because you liked them. And you thought maybe over time they'll stop, but they don't stop. And it done compounded over time and you ready to cut them off, but you like them for whatever reason. You too attached to them, whether it's physically or emotionally or financially, you too attached to them. You got the plan to get out the situation, but you procrastinating, you bullshitting, because you still waiting on for this person to change, because you don't want to go. You don't want to take a L because of how much you done spent, how much you done did. You don't want to be away from your kids or whatever the case may be. You don't want to take no goddamn L. But you do want a better opportunity though. You do want a better situation, and the funny part about you wanting a better situation is the funny part about you wanting to be in a better situation is you want to make sure you got the better situation locked up before you leave the bad situation. You want to make sure you got the replacement, the better situation, before you leave the bad situation. You don't want to just cut that person off and then go out in the world and find a better situation. No, 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 no. You're going to keep that person attached to your hip, knowing they bringing you down until you find a better situation. And then when you find another dude, another female that's talking about something, now you want to cut the other motherfucker off. Now you want to cut the other motherfucker off because you done found somebody better. Now the person you telling that's better, when they ask you, do you got a dude? Do you got a chick? It's complicated. It's complicated. How is it complicated? A situationship. How is it complicated? How are you in a situationship? The person you with treating you like shit is a bad investment. It's time for you to push on. But you don't push on until you find somebody that can replace them. And then when you find somebody to replace them and you vibing with them, you like them or whatever, you trying to get to know them a little bit better, whatever the case may be, they ask you about what other situations you got going on. It's complicated. And then they get mad at said individual for trying to get you to be a better individual. For asking you why you just want to leave Shawty alone. Why you just want to leave that dude alone? It's complicated. What's so complicated about it? If this person ain't treating you right, why you staying? You don't understand and this. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I heard that shit. But the person treating you like shit. But you can't leave them alone. Because you ain't ready to get out that bad investment. I be trying to tell y'all, man, this shit just like stocks. This shit just like the stock market. You getting invested into a certain company. You buy shares of this company. You get in touch with this company and you invested in this company. You bought shares of this company and the company ain't doing too good. A lot of bullshit going on and this, that, and the third, but because you done invested in this motherfucker, you don't want to just lose your investment. You waiting on for this motherfucker to turn around. And it don't never turn around. You rather sit there and watch the ship sink than to cut losses. Cause you so scared that if you leave, it'll turn around as soon as you leave. That's what you're scared of. That's why a lot of y'all don't leave these bad relationships alone, is because you so scared that if you leave this bad person alone, this bad nigga alone, this bad female alone, is that once you leave them alone, they find this out to act right. And you want to be the one to reap the benefits of them acting right because of how much you done put into them. And sometimes they ain't gonna act right with you. Sometimes it's just the chemistry. It ain't chemistry. It ain't compatible. And you know it ain't compatible, but you holding on for dear life. Why? Cut your losses. It was fun while it lasted. don't go into bankruptcy. Don't go into debt trying to keep something alive that ain't that's barely breathing. And then find somebody that's worth a damn and then tell them it's complicated because you don't want to lose out on what you invested over here. And so you can't fully invest into the better option. I'm just saying. So I appreciate y'all time. I know it wasn't as crunky as it supposed to be. It's kind of dark. It supposed to rain out that way. So anyway, I'm holler at y'all good people later.